The creation of a left cultural politics oftentimes tends to be stigmatized because of different theoretical interests within the left. Postmodernism, for example, being an important theory that the left has embraced. Well, there's two questions. One is to what extent postmodernist theory illuminates the trends in cultural studies. And the other one is, of course, to what extent is contemporary culture postmodern.
Right. The main insight of postmodern theory is that our contemporary society is an image producing and proliferating society. This was one of Baudrillard's early insights, that radical semiurgy, the production, the proliferation of images, characterizes the very essence, as it were, of our society. It used to be the case that in modernity, on Baudrillard's model, industrial production was what the society was all about, the production of commodities, buying, selling, consumption, etc. But even consumption, Baudrillard saw, was more and more structured around image, what he called sign value. You bought a product, you exhibited a product for its prestige. Moreover, the media do nothing but produce images. So we have these images machines that are saturating our culture with images. This is creating new modes of experience, new consciousness, in which literacy, the word, verbal, discursive culture is on the decline and image culture is on the rise. So this is one essential insight of postmodern theory that helps us understand our current situation. I think the middle Baudrillard also had many insights into simulation, hyperreality, the way that models and codes are coming to constitute our experience of the world. For instance, Reagan being a simulated president. He's not a real president. He doesn't really know politics. He acts. He follows a script. There's a model of what the president should be, look like, etc., that he acts out on cue with his teleprompter, etc. So he's basically simulating the presidency, and more of our culture is being determined by these simulation models. So these are some real insights that postmodern theory has. What they do is erase very often such things as ideology, class, oppression, manipulation, etc. They're more of a descriptive theory about images and codes and hyperreality, and less of a critical theory, the way that, say, Marxism and feminism and other theories are, that analyze the ideologies, the messages that are being conveyed. A lot of postmodern theory is sort of formalist in its analysis, is technologically determinist, that the images themselves are autonomous. And I would argue false. They're part of a system of production that is still capitalist corporations, advertising agencies, media industries, what Adorno and Horkheimer called the culture industries, that are producing these images that are still, in my opinion, serving the interests of a dominant class that controls the media and that reflects their interests, their views of the world, that are ideology. So it just seems to me demented that the postmodernists want to throw ideology out as a category, to throw out content analysis as if only the form of images were what is at stake in popular culture studies. I would advocate a dialectical approach where we analyze the new forms of image, the traits, the quality of postmodern image production, but we also see what the content, the messages, the effects of these things are. To a certain extent, postmodern theory follows McLuhan, that the media is the message. The formal effects of a media have the determinative role in the impact of the media on culture. This seems half right. There's definitely some insight in there, but it seems to me that the content, the ideology, the messages are still extremely important. And I think actually semiotics gives us a better handle on this, where there are signifiers, signifieds, there's codes, there's systems of image production, and it seems that approach is still extremely useful. So I think postmodern theory can be useful in illuminating aspects of our image environment, our media society, but to take it as the end-all and be-all, to go the extreme POMO route, seems to me absolutely disabling for critical analysis of the media and its effects. Plus, in Baudrillard's model at least, it leads to cynicism and pessimism. Baudrillard decries all forms of alternative media practice. He doesn't see the possibility of intervening within a media system or a popular culture system with genuine alternatives. Everything just gets absorbed in pure image proliferation. So alternative cultural politics or media production would be part of the problem, or just more of the same rather than presenting any alternatives. So this seems to me a sort of politically cynical and disabling move on the part of Baudrillard and other postmodernists.